Good evening, I'm Phil Scoggins.
And I'm Teresa Whitaker. We begin tonight with the news many prayed would not come. Remains believed to be those of missing Auburn teen Aniah Blanchard have been located by investigators.
It is a story that we have been breaking new information on all day long.
Law enforcement fanned out along a rural road in Macon County this afternoon, gathering evidence near New Hope Baptist Church off County Road 2.
WRBL News 3's Elizabeth White joining us live now from the scene near Shorter, Alabama. Elizabeth, you broke the story this afternoon. What more can you tell us tonight?
Phil, Teresa, good evening to you. So we are live here in Shorter, Alabama, where it appears the search for missing 19-year-old Aniah Blanchard has come to a tragic end as human remains were discovered here along County Road 2 in Macon County earlier this morning. As you can see behind me, the scene is still very active. Macon County Sheriff's deputies and other agents remain on the scene, first and foremost to secure it, as well as continue their investigation into the missing 19-year-old teen from Auburn. And we understand investigators with multiple agencies will be here for the next several days continuing to process this scene. So earlier today, News 3, we were able to speak with Lee County District Attorney Brandon Hughes, and Brandon Hughes told us at that time, quote, they have good reason to suspect the remains belong to Aniah Blanchard. Sheriff Andre Brunson here in Macon County also confirming those suspicions, but he declined to comment on any specifics as to why they thought the remains belonged to the missing teen. We understand Blanchard's family, they were notified shortly after the grisly discovery this morning. So Auburn police are saying they obtained information regarding the possible location of a body around 10:45 this morning. Investigators responded, and after a brief search, they located the remains several feet into the wood line. Auburn police are examining a suspected cause of death, and we are told dental records are being used to confirm their suspicions and identify the body. Blanchard's disappearance has captured the hearts of millions across our country. Back on October 23rd, Blanchard was seen on video entering the South College Street. That was a Chevron in Auburn. It's the last known images of the teen. On October 25th, police recovering Blanchard's SUV in Montgomery, later confirming a life-threatening amount of Blanchard's blood was in the vehicle and foul play was suspected in her disappearance. Days later, 30-year-old Ibrahim Yazid, and then a couple days later, 35-year-old Antoine Fisher, both of Montgomery, were arrested and charged with kidnapping. Investigators say Yazid was in the Chevron store when Blanchard walked in. Police say they located a witness who claims he saw Yazid push Blanchard into her SUV against her will and then drive off. As for Fisher, investigators say he provided material assistance to Yazid by providing transportation to him and disposing of evidence. Late this afternoon, a third person was also arrested in this case, and Auburn's police chief Paul Register is telling News 3 later on this afternoon that with these three arrests, now investigators believe all primary persons they believe are responsible for harming Aniah Blanchard have been arrested and are in custody. Joining me now with more on that, News 3 Shakira Speaks, continuing our live team coverage here along County Road 2 with more on those suspects.
Absolutely. Good evening to you, Phil and Teresa. Suspect number 3 is David Johnson Jr. Johnson was arrested in Montgomery earlier today, and we just found out that he has bonded out. Lee County District Attorney Brandon Hughes says that he told News 3 that Johnson is charged with hindering the prosecution. Now, remember, we heard about Johnson's alleged connection in this case during the preliminary hearing of prime suspect Ibrahim Yazid. Investigators testified during that court session that they believe Yazid was driven to Florida from Montgomery by David Johnson Jr. The second suspect, 35-year-old Antoine Fisher, remains behind bars after his first court hearing this morning before a Lee County judge. According to an affidavit News 3 obtained, says, quote, further investigation revealed that Antoine Shamar Fisher, alias Squirmy, provided material assistance to Yazid by providing transportation to Yazid and disposing of evidence, end quote. And his preliminary hearing has been set for December 18th, and we will definitely be having coverage on that preliminary hearing, so stay with News 3 as this story develops.
Shakira, thank you so much for that update. Thank you very much for being out here with us as well. Team coverage from News 3 on this tragic latest latest development in the disappearance of Aniah Blanchard. Again, tomorrow, I am told, just a wealth of law enforcement agencies, state, federal, and local, will be back out here on County Road 2, continuing to process this scene. And of course, News 3, we will be here and bring you the very latest information just as soon as we have it. Again, in this latest and certainly the most tragic development in the case of Aniah Blanchard. For now, we're going to send things back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth and Shakira.
In case you're